So yesterday we started with our parts of quadratic functions, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we folded our paper, and we labeled all our different parts on our paper, and it was magical. We had a great time together. It was wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to pay attention. Not on her phone. Pay attention. Thank you. All right. So a parabola is the graph of a quadratic. And remember, a quadratic is when y equals x squared. That's a quadratic. A parabola is the graph of it, and it looks like this. Or it can look like what?
The mountain.
The mountain. Good. Take a point. Hi. Yeah, it's under here. Thank you. All right. Now, our axis of symmetry does what? You can all read your notes, so I need everybody to be looking at their paper or at the board and answering my question. Parabola.
Invisible line that cuts a parabola in half.
Thank you. Take a point. All right, what's the vertex?
The top of the arc or the bottom of the curved coordinate.
It is a coordinate. Good. All right, what's the y-intercept?
Parabola crosses the y-axis.
All right, what's the x-intercept?
The parabola crosses the x-axis.
And what are roots called? Good. Take a point. All right, what's the maximum?
The highest point of the graph, the vertex.
All right, what's a minimum?
The lowest
The
point of
lowest
the
point
graph.
of the graph is the vertex.
All right, what's our domain?
Any x value you can plug into the quadratic.
Awesome. And what's our range?
The y values that you can get as an axis.
Awesome. All right, let's turn the page. We're going to work out some on the back together. All right, so our graph is a little faint. I don't know why it didn't print off the way I wanted it to, but we will persevere in the face of danger. So what I want you to do first is I want you to find and tell me if this is a maximum or minimum.
Minimum.
A minimum. And I want you to find the lowest point on this graph.
Put a little dot on it.
I think it was 4 based on the faint.
Now just find it. Look
Put a
at
dot.
it. Got it.
You did? Okay, awesome. All right.
The lowest point right there. The bottom of the U is the lowest point. Okay, not the lowest point on the y-axis. That's a whole different thing.
Now I want us to draw our axis of symmetry, and it's an invisible line, so I want us to cut this parabola directly in half.
I'm not sure. Did you already do? Look, you already drew your dotted line. It's not over there. Left line.
Now, what axis does this pass through? The x-axis or the y? So what do we think this is? Is it x equals 1, would we say?
No.
What would you say then?
X
Probably 1.5.
1.5? Okay, I'm good with 1.5.
She's estimating this right here. That's about 1.5. So we're in there. X intercept.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Sorry.
Please don't die. Okay, now what's our vertex?
1, 4,
You would go right 1.5 and then down how many?
4 based on the lines, I think.
2, 3, 4.
That's about 4, so that's 1.5 and negative 4. Now let me tell you this fun fact. Your axis of symmetry and the x value of your vertex are always going to be the same. They are always going to be the same. Does everybody understand?
Maybe.
Okay, now your y-intercept. Where does this beautiful parabola cross the y-axis?
At 0, 3.
3.5.
I'm going to go with 0, negative 3.
Oh, yeah.
So 0, negative.
Remember, we're looking at the y-intercept, not the x-intercept.
You already have it there. You did it.
And how many x-intercepts do we have this time? 2.
Right?
1 here and 1 here. So let's label the point on the left. What do you think that is?
1. Negative 1.
4, 0.
Negative 1, 0. Good. And what's the one on the right at?
Negative 3.5.
Negative 3.5. Is it negative?
No, I mean positive.
Positive 3.5. Does everybody see how we got those points?
1, 0.
Thank you, Alan. Alright, does everybody see how we got these points right here? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're going to be very confused on our activity today, so you need to
Wait.
speak now.
Say it again. Say it
Do you understand how we got these points? And all this stuff, this. You just count.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. Now, is it a maximum or minimum?
Minimum.
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 It is much more fun to say minimum.
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 Alright, and our domain. We talked about this yesterday, didn't we? All real numbers. Take a point, baby. Because we can plug in any x value and get an answer out. So your domain is your x value, and that's all real numbers. Now our range I'm going to help us with because we wrote that a little funky yesterday. Remember we put a squiggle, and then we said y, when, y. That's what that means. Y, when, y. Now, is our graph increasing? Is it going up or is it decreasing?
Decreasing.
Our graph is going up. And what is our lowest y value right here?
I think it's 3.
-4. Good. So it's all of these y values above -4, correct? This graph hits all of your y values above -4. So you would say y when y is greater than or equal to -4. A fun fact about this part, your vertex and your range will always be the same. So the y value of your vertex and your range will always be the same because this is your lowest point. Does everybody understand?
Yep.
We ready for the next one?
Yep.
Then you're going to get a worksheet. We're going to do half together. Be super excited. Okay. Find the highest point on your graph.
8.
And then draw the axis of symmetry for me. Whew. Is it warm in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little.
I'm warm. Did y'all draw your axis of symmetry? Remember, it's a vertical line, right? So we should be drawing it through this dot at the top. And what is the equation or how we write our axis of symmetry?
X equals 8.
X, where does it pass through the x-axis? -1. Yes, take a point, Jordan. Now remember, 8 is where it's the highest on the y value. But our axis of symmetry passes through the x-axis. So it's always x equals whatever that point is. All right, what's our vertex at? -1, 8. Awesome. Take a point if you said that. Good job. All right, I want you to find your y-intercept and your x-intercepts without me. And tell me whether it's a maximum or minimum. The next 3 thingies, fill in without me. Are you laughing at me?
Huh?
Are you laughing at me?
Yeah.
All right, what's your y-intercept that y'all got?
0, 6.
0, 6. Awesome. What about x-intercepts? We should have 2, correct?
0 and 1.
That's 1, 0, and -3, 0. Awesome. And is it maximum or minimum? How many of us got all 3 of those right? Good. Take a point. Which one? The y-intercept, what do we write down on the front? Okay, so at what point does the parabola cross the y-axis? Right, so we write that point down. And then your x-intercept is what? So how many of those do we have? Mm-hmm. So remember, you're just finding your points.
Oh.
All right, your domain. What is the domain?
All real numbers.
All real numbers. And who thinks they can do the range?
Oh, I do.
Okay, you were very vocal today, so I will let you do it. You were killing it on participation.
That's good, that's good.
Yeah.
I should do that little squiggly line.
Squiggly.
Then Y.
Okay.
Then Y.
When?
Y.
Is it going up or down this time?
It's going up, so then it's
Mm.
less.
The graph is going down.
Oh, down there.
So it's less than or equal to?
8.
Look at you go. Take a point. Do we agree or disagree? Because remember, the vertex, the y value of your vertex always matches. In the top drawer of your tower is what should have been your homework the other night, but we were separated from each other for a whole class period to do your stuff. So get it out. One person gets a sheet. And then I need the binder clips. So don't put the binder clips back in there. Give me the binder clips and any extras, you thieves. Y'all been taking my binder clips. I know. I worked really hard to make these. I don't know why y'all steal things that don't belong
Like if
to
you
you.
want some clips, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't know why they would.
Thank you.
Binder clips.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
know.
y'all can't,
Everything. Why is binding?
it's not like you can like take it to the pawn shop.
Teaching you.
Make some money off it. Like maybe they're trying to get their.
Maybe you're
Yeah, we just don't work.
Organize it and clipping things.
Yeah, it's still more important stuff. Like a school.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. People steal cell phone chargers, though.
That's crazy.
I've gotten 3 of mine stolen.
Crazy. Don't leave
All
them
right.
alone.
Are we ready? Oh, ham sandwich.
Let's see what she's doing.
You're gonna have to wait. So I'm teaching.
Whenever you're not ready. I mean, whenever you're ready.
Exactly. It's her room.
Okay, so I want you to turn to the part where it says, for each graph, identify the vertex, axis of symmetry, domain, and range. It's the problem with 8 it's the ham sandwich. The page with 8 problems. All right, I want you to write vertex, or V, AOS, D for domain, R for range. Like a minute ago? Okay. I was like, I hope you remember from a minute ago. Okay, so let's find the vertex. What is the vertex here?
The bottom.
0.
0.
0. Awesome. Take a point.
No, look, it doesn't have a top. It's open at the top.
Oh, you know
The midpoint is the
Hmm?
curve.
Whoever answered. You said 0, 0. You take a point. All right. Axis of symmetry is where it cuts it in half. So where is this graph going to be cut in half at?
on the y-axis.
Right down there.
So x equals what?
0.
0. Yes. What's your domain? All real numbers.
Exactly on the right y-axis.
And what is your range beside Austin? Because he's been killing it today, but I want someone else to have a chance to rule the class. Manny.
No.
Manny is going to tell us the range. Manny has volunteered his tribute. He is doing it. You said it, man. You're doing this. So you write the squiggy. Look back at your notes. Open your notebook where we just wrote it down. Oh no, we're forcing Manny to do this. I love it that we're going to have a chance for everyone to do something, but Manny is doing this.
No hints, no help.
He's got to be able to function on his own, doesn't he?
Exactly. It's called adulting. We're learning how to do it.
You can do it.
Thanks for the
Mary,
encouragement.
go back, look at the same one we just did. Just a different
Yes.
number.
Look at the notes you did.
Look at the first one we did.
I love all the encouragement.
We like your chip.
Go, man, you can do it.
We just wrote it down. You weren't writing it. Thank you, Allie, for saving the day yet
Something
again.
with a squiggly line beside it.
The first one.
Why? Slide.
When?
Oh, why?
Is this graph going up or is it going down?
Oh,
Okay. So it's going to be greater than or equal to. What's the lowest y value on here? 0. Look at Manny go. Take a point, Manny. All right. Maybe.
I'll get it.
Yes. Maybe. All right, vertex, axis of symmetry, domain, and range. Do you think we could try it on our own, or do we want to do one more together?
More together.
I think we could try it on our own.
Try it and see. That way you know what you have questions about. And all of it is not a good question. No. CJ.
CJ.
Okay.
We're giving everybody a chance, and I'm going to let you answer.
Are you busting? Are you just about dying? Give the answer? Excited?
Hey, Jacob, is it raining in here? Thank you so much. I picked up on that on you telling me that. Are we ready?
No.
Okay. Did you actually write anything down? Okay then.
Always gonna be all real numbers.
Calm down.
All right, Troy, answer this for us. What's our vertex?
No, I never volunteered for this.
It doesn't matter if you volunteer. I called on you. All right, vertex. What is it?
Alright, -3, -3.
Wrong.
Negative
-2,
two.
-3. You were close. But -2, -3. All right, Troy. What's our axis of symmetry?
-3.
No, it matches the x value, baby.
-2.
Okay. What's your domain
All real numbers.
and your range?
Like line and y. I forgot what that
When. We're just saying the word when, guys.
y. And then less than.
Is this graph going up or is it going
Greater
down?
than.
Greater than or equal to? -3. Good job. How many of us got that right? Take a point, children. So remember, your axis of symmetry and your vertex x value are always going to be the same. And then your vertex y value and your range will always be the same. That's how you can check to make sure you did it correctly. Alright, let's do number 3 together.
No, you give up. Take my. Whatever that thing is. It's like.
A bracket. Alright, so vertex, axis of symmetry, domain, and range. So our vertex, we would go right 3, and then up how many? 5. Alright, so our vertex is at 3, 5. Good. Now our axis of symmetry is where it cuts it in half. So where is this graph cut in half vertically?
3.
x equals 3. All right, what's our domain?
All real numbers.
All real numbers. And what's our range this time? Is it increasing or decreasing?
Decreasing.
It's decreasing because it's going down. The graph is like hitting the floor, correct? Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. So it's y, and then what does that slash mean? When. Good, take a point. Y is it going to be greater than or less than this time? Less than or equal to
5.
5. Awesome. Does everybody see where we got the 5 from?
Yes.
All right, do 4, 5. This should be a 6, 7, 8 without me. Let's look. Because the y value of your vertex always matches this.
2, 8.
Because I got excited. It should be a 6. I'm super sorry. I know none of you ever make mistakes ever, but I am a human and I make mistakes.
So the vertex and the range is the same thing.
And what are we?
The y value of the vertex and the range is the same thing.
Yeah, not the whole thing.
Whew. Show me what you're made of, children. Do 6, 4, 5, all of those. The rest of them. Do it. I got these.
Look at Reggie Jack.
Number 4. The yellow. Right here. So check your number 4 against mine. How do we do? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yay! Super proud. Adam, how'd you do?
Good.
Good? You got it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Did you get it?
Once you get it right.
Good, you don't problem.
Number 5.
Oh, got the double again. Okay.
Yeah, all real numbers, yeah. You got that one? Awesome. You can write that instead of, yes ma'am. Can I do it? Yes. So for my vertex, you go right 2, and then down 4, so it's 2, negative
He said it.
5. And then remember your axis of symmetry is the x value, so you write x equals 2. Your domain is all real numbers, so we use that symbol because we're lazy. And then your range is y, when y is greater than or equal to negative 4. Does it make a little more sense now? Okay. Sometimes these should take a little more practice. All right, there's number 6.
We'll get it right.
We're good on number 6. Come on, I'm ready to graph. I'm ready to do this.
Wait, we got more?
Yes, this is not our entire lesson for today. Number 7
I got it right.
and 8. Just put them both up there for us.
For the back, I just abbreviate it like
Min, max. Okay, and then as long as you put the coordinate, you're fine. Yes, ma'am.
oh,
Thank you. Yes, this is 0. Take a point. I got excited and wrote 4 there because it says 4, and I went crazy. But our y value is actually right here, and that's 0. So good job. Good catch.
For a second, I was like, oh, I got this.
I'm human too.
She should
Double
take a
check
point,
me.
right?
Make sure you. I did tell her to take a point.
she take 2 points.
Why does it say that right there? Like on the deep, like all real numbers. That's just R.
This means all real numbers.
Oh, that's pretty far. I'm gonna do that.
Hey, 78%. I know.
It's just an R with 2 lines through it.
Oh, I see. Wait, look at that. Wait, see what? 2 I's, 2 L's, 2 lines.
Bryson, it's just an R with a line through it.
Oh, okay. Oh, Ross, you take so many L's.
Okay.
What is it?
Now, how many roots does number 7 have? What is a root? We wrote it down in our notes. What's a root?
Oh, he just got it.
Oh, you said this.
And it's also known as the...
The roots.
The dots. Dots in the graph.
No, there's specific ones. X-intercept. Good. Take a point. So how many x-intercepts or roots do we have on number 7? 1. Good. How many do we have on number 8?
2.
How many do we have on number 6?
1. 2.
How many do we...
Oh, I mean, never mind. No, I was looking at number 5.
How about on number 5?
2.
How about on number 4?
0.
So this means that you can't factor it. When it looks like this and it doesn't cross the x-axis, you can't factor it. It's prime. What about number 3? 2. Yeah. All right, so we can factor that one. What about number 1?
2, 1, 0, 1.
1, it crosses right here, right? And what about number 2?
2.
Awesome. Turn it to the back. This is part of your homework tonight. It says identify the minimum or maximum value. Value. So that means you have to tell me the the coordinate, as well as if it's a maximum or minimum. So is this a maximum or minimum?
Minimum.
That's a minimum because it's the lowest point on the graph.
If it's a U, then it's minimum. And if it's not, it's
Look at you go. Take a point. All right, and what is this coordinate?
I think it's
-3, 1. You go up, so +1, yeah. That's okay. Don't apologize. You were getting there. It's a learning process.
Teachers, just want to give you a quick reminder to stop by the media center to pick up your Valentine's.
Oh, I will.
Thank you.
that's teachers only though. Right.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
All right, minimum or maximum?
Minimum.
Min. And what's our coordinate?
2, -7.
2, -7. And that's all you're doing on the back. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
So you're finishing the back for homework.
Cool.
You're talking in the middle of class. Yes, I heard that. Oh, I forgot to make us a copy of this, Taters. I'm really sorry.
You want to do it right now?
No,
While we're doing the homework?
no. So I want you, remember how we said we were going to glue down our graph in here that we did yesterday? I want you to glue these down. This is going to be 33C. Here, you can have mine. So 33C, you're taping, gluing, something this down. Today, I'm recording today.
Okay.
I didn't yesterday because it was a lot more hands-on and stuff, so I didn't want to record the whole thing and not be able to see what we were doing.
Yeah.
So thank goodness you didn't record y'all. All these rude comments today.
Right?
You didn't record the block? Oh, could I go back and look at it?
Is everybody with me? The left is 34A, the right is 34B. And today, we're going to do our first steps on graphing quadratics. And I'm really excited. And I made us fun little notes for today that we get to color as we do it. I know how much y'all love those, as well as your foldable. So we go. If you're done, yeah. Yeah, if you're done with your homework already, go ahead and turn it in while I'm passing out papers.
In a second, let me do it.
Name one.
Where should your phone be?
I don't know what's there.
They do it on
Peanut butter
Saturday.
and whatever. But we knew what with them. Apparently, I can't control two small dogs. Yes, they overmeet them. Okay, no good.
Alright, so please glue the notes that I just gave you onto 34A. Cut them out, glue it down. This one. Trim it up so it fits, and then you can color it and make it pretty. If you fold it in half, please write graphing quadratics on the outside.
I did.
That's actually one of the
Was there any way to substitute?
So you don't have much to do with much advanced from cider class. I had higher notes for you. Really?
We were learning yesterday, and they were like, we got watch. I was like, no, we have too much to do.
Exactly. And I'm glad that you went on that.
the key word thing.
I teach sound waves. He was listening.
Alright, so today, our learning target says I can graph a quadratic using a t-table.
What is this? Oh.
I needed that, Troy. Thank you. Are we ready? Oh, ham sandwich, children. I forgot to change this before I made your copies. Right here, it should say -2, -1. I got excited last night when I was making this.
0, 1, 2.
Yeah. I got excited about all the different things I could fit on here for y'all. It was a good night last night making these notes.
What'd you think on?
Yeah, this is the highlight of our night. Are we ready? Does anybody still need a mo? Yes, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Alright, so when you're graphing quadratics, there are several ways that you can do it. But the first way that we're going to learn is just by making a t-chart. And remember, we've done that when we graphed a linear function, and you still use the same process. So every time you plug in -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 for x and get your y values. Then what do you do? Plot your points to make a parabola. It's not a disease, it's just a graph. Parabola.
I got that parabola.
I got that parabola disease.
That's why I think that's why the other class, like, yesterday was laughing at it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Probably. Alright, so, example 1. It wants us to graph y equals x squared. So we're going to do -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Are we ready? Do we need a mo? What's happening out there?
Well, I was gonna color this, but it's too much work.
We're not that lazy. We're not that lazy. You can do it. Persevere in the face of danger. Alright, so what you do is you plug in -2 for x. So you could write it out each time. You could write y equals -2 squared and put it in parentheses in your calculator. But when you square it, you know you're multiplying it by itself. So what's -2 times -2? Positive 4. Okay, what's -1 squared? 1. What's 0 squared? 0 times 0? 0. Alright, what's 1 squared?
1,
What's 2 squared?
4.
Now, this bubble right here says, what do you notice about your y values?
It goes 4, 1, then 1, 4. Every 7.
What is happening? They are positive, but what else is happening to your y values? They're multiples of each other. Good. Take a point. What else is happening?
Like a mirror image or something.
Yes, it is a mirror image. Take 2 points for that. That was awesome. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. Alright, so it said plug in -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Did we do that? And then what does it say to do?
Plug the parabola.
Plot your points and make a parabola. Remember, we don't have a disease. So, how do we get to -2, 4?
You go left and then up to,
Left 2, up 4. And I want you to write x and y on your paper. So we go left 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, put a dot. How do we get to -1, 1?
count, go left 1 up.
Right, where's 0, 0? The origin. Good, Bronson. Take a point. Where's 1, 1?
You go left, right, 1 up.
Good. And where's 2, 4?
Right, 2 up, 4.
Now, do you notice that they mirror each other?
I missed the,
Yeah, so.
The graphs mirror each other as well. So what Jackson said about the numbers being a mirror image, that's how you know that you've done it right. Now let's connect our dots by making a U. Ooh, Blair.
I put an extra dot.
That's okay. My line went crazy. Who can tell me where the vertex is?
0,
0, 0. Yes, this is our vertex. So now, let's look at our table and tell me if you can tell where our vertex is from the table.
0, 0.
No, I know that, but what? How do you know? Not looking at the graph, just looking at your table, that 0, 0 would be the vertex.
But it's the middle.
It's in the middle of everything, and it doesn't repeat, does it? So the number that doesn't repeat is your vertex. Oh, I'm loving it, guys. Good job.
Everybody take a point.
Everybody take a point. All right. So let's graph y equals negative x squared before we leave each other. Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. What do you think the negative is going to do to our y value numbers?
It's going to make them negative.
It's going to make them negative. So we're going to have the same answers as we did up top, but it's going to be negative. Negative 4, negative 1, 0, negative 1, negative 4. I want you to graph this one tonight for homework. And finish that sheet if you haven't already. Have a great day. Make good choices. Be good people. Good job today.
Wow, Miss Edgar, you planned that out perfectly.
I do what I can.